Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be covering a photography event that happens every year in Paris. This time of the year, it's called le Salon de la Photo. It happens in Northeast Paris at an awesome place called Hall de la Villette. This is a major photography event that brings in all the great players that we know and love. We're going to be showing a lot of camera bodies, a lot of lenses. I highly recommend you come to this event if you're in Paris and you like photography. You'll be able to test so many different camera bodies as well as lens combinations that if you're in the market for a new camera system, definitely come here. You'll save a lot of time and get some great advice and even get some great discounts from some manufacturers. All right, guys, let's jump in. All right, so right now off of the main entrance, and I've gone up on the mezzanine, and there on the left hand side you can see we have Nikon from the entrance, and then we have the Canon stand here with the small basketball court they're using to demo their camera systems. We have Sony right next to them, and then at the back we have the Wondred case manufacturer. Here on the mezzanine you can see Epson, we have Fuji are here also showing their professional printing solutions. At the very back you have Kodak here still on the mezzanine here on the left hand side, and then you have Nikon and you have Tamron just behind Nikon, and then you have Fuji also way behind Tamron. So we're just going to quickly go now and start seeing the different camera manufacturers, and let's get started with Nikon here. So what you see here, we have the amazing ZF from Nikon. I was able to spend some couple of minutes with it. I'm not a Nikon person, so I wouldn't be able to give you the full the full appreciation of this camera. I'm going to put up the specs here for your information, but overall I found the body to be very aesthetic, very clean. The electronic viewfinder was really good, and the overall feel of the camera was just really nice. I will just put in the retailing price here. The people from the sales reps here on the Nikon stand were really awesome. They were very helpful, and let's keep on moving. Let's go on. So now we have here the Nikon Z6 III retailing for almost 3,000 euros. This is the star of the show at this event right now. I believe it's their latest model. I am not a Nikon specialist by any means, but I personally really like the device. I love this screen where they were showing the key information of your settings of the camera when you are taking your pictures. I personally would love to have this in my next camera. Overall, the EVF was really sharp. I really liked the pictures. When I was taking pictures with it, I really enjoyed it. You can see clearly very crisp screen with all of the key information. The screen also was pretty good. It was tactile. You could literally, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken here, but I had a feeling that I could actually take a picture just by double tapping the screen, but I might be, maybe I'm wrong here. I'm not sure. Maybe if there's any Nikon specialist here looking at it, please do leave a comment. But overall, I found the screen to be very good, and overall impression, amazing build quality, and yeah, but a tad expensive, more than the ZF.
I'm here back on the Nikon stand.
So I'm just going to quickly now just do a size comparison with my trusty RX1R. Now just discount the security apparatus that they have put on the Z6 III, which obviously adds a bit of bulk, but overall the RX1R, is a very compact camera. Nevertheless, this should give you a kind of good appreciation with the additional EVF on the RX1R on the right hand side. Yeah, I mean the camera is a bit more bulky, obviously, but overall I think that I like compact cameras. They're just easier to carry around, but this Nikon is really well made. There was a bit of a shadow cast there. Now, one of the Nikon representative came over and he kind of like helped me out with the different continuous focus, autofocus, continuous mechanisms. And also he wanted to show me how well this focusing system works. So I just kind of like put a focus lock on him, and then he was moving around very fast. I focused on his eye, and the camera did not skip a beat. Like, it was really, really on spot. And compared to my RX1R, I just realized that obviously, you know, this is a 12-year-old camera, RX1R, compared to this one. So like if any of you are in the same shoes as myself, like using some still old cameras, you know, you are just going to enjoy so much these new technologies that they've built in. This just how snappy this camera was in terms of taking pictures, and how even silent it was when operating. It was a real pleasure. Like, yeah, it was really, really good. So next we move on to the Leica stand, and of course any photo exposition without a Leica stand would not be complete. So there you go. They had amazing representative. I had someone help me out. Big shout out to you. Unfortunately, I didn't get their name. I forgot to ask it. But thanks again. If you're watching this video, thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciated you taking the time to show me all of these different models. So we were, in the pictures that I'm going to be showing you, there was exactly 3 models that were tested. We had the SL3, I believe that's maybe their flagship. I hope I'm not wrong here. Then we have the Leica M11P and the Leica Q343. The Q343 was more in line with my kind of, I would say, camera size. I like my cameras compact, so they're just easy to carry around. Some of the photos that you're seeing here, in defense of the Sony RX1R, I think there was a bit of a miss on the autofocus. So normally the camera does really do very well, but the Leica pictures coming from all 3 cameras are just awesome. They are quite dreamy. These are all JPEGs, and I think obviously there was a lot of internal camera processing because each manufacturer has its own algorithms and processing for the JPEG, but the pictures are just, you know, speaking for themselves. They are just incredible. All right, guys, so let's move on and let's go to the Sony stand. So on the Sony stand, there were 2 cameras that I was interested in, the Alpha 9 Mark III and the Alpha 7 C2. So the 9 Mark III, top of the line camera, more in line with, like, obviously given the price, I'm at almost 7,000 euros. Professional grade, no question. Great, excellent build, a lot of ergonomic features. And as you can see on the pictures, this was like a zoom in on the picture that I just took. This was like a burst mode. The burst mode has been substantially enhanced in this model. And overall, a great camera, but I guess that it comes also with that professional price, I would say. But you're getting a top of the line, and of course, if you couple that with some, you know, top of the line lenses that Sony knows how to make, well, then, you know, you've got yourself a great setup. I was more interested in the A7C2, which was, I would say, a pretty good. Now, a bit controversial here maybe, but I've been waiting for an RX1R Mark III, and so many other people are too, but I think that we might not get it. And maybe when I saw the 7C2 come out, for me, that was a kind of a replacement for the RX1R. I hope I'm wrong. Really, I would love to see this kind of prime lens, you know, a fixed lens compact camera like the RX1R. But anyways, this A7C2 I think is overall the best from a price ratio and spec wise. I think it's better than A7CR. Sorry, there you go. A7CR, which is the compact format of, I can't remember which one of their naming convention is really, really complicated. But the R1 is a bit more expensive than the C2. And I think overall, this is the camera that you'd want. And if you're kind of looking maybe for the replacement of the RX1R, I think the ergonomics were really good. I personally think it was really nice. I think you can add another support underneath it. It comes with a grip that further enables you to put your pinky finger in a more comfortable position, giving you a much better grip. But it comes at $150, I think, and that's like kind of steep for a grip, I would say. Moving on, they had their new Xperia lines also there. So with the Xperia 10, I believe Mark 6, and the Xperia 1 also Mark 6, which is their new flagship that replaces the Xperia 1 Mark 5, with which I'm filming right now. And this Xperia 1 Mark 6 is a bit, so it's less narrow than before. So I'm happy that Sony kind of made, if you saw one of my previous videos, I had a kind of a complaint that the Xperia 1 Mark V was a bit too narrow, but now on this model, they lost the 4K resolution. So, and the price hasn't come down. So I'm not sure, what, I mean, you're paying more, or that you're paying at least like the same, but for less, I think. I mean, the screen was like a big deal. But overall, I think that from a finish point of view, if I may say, it was okay. I think it felt a bit lighter, a bit less premium than the 5. I really like the kind of surface of the Xperia 1 Mark V, but here you can see it compared to the S24 Ultra. S24 Ultra for me, it's still, I would say, the reference. It is the yardstick. It is in terms of width and height, I think it's, for me, and of course I have big hands, so or I would say bigger than average hands, and I think that for me it is just the best size for a smartphone. All right, so let's move on to a manufacturer that I really like a lot, Hohem, whose gimbal I'm using. So let's go meet the friendly sales rep over there and check out what they had on their stand. So guys, right now I'm on the Hohem stand, and you know how much I like their products. I've reviewed the Hohem gimbal that I'm using right now on my channel, and I've also got their mic that I'm using right now. So they're on here at the Salon de la Photo with their great products, and they have the same gimbal that I'm using right now, which I highly recommend. This has been a great tool in my tool set, basically, for filming. And I'm just going to be asking them if they have any kind of new products that they're demoing today as an exclusive for the Salon here. And this is actually the advanced model of their mics, where you have a very nice case. This, I believe, is a charging case also at the same time. So here you have for example, the battery level of how much charge is remain. The case is very sturdy. The one that I'm using right now is this one right here. It's retailing apparently for 89 euros, and you have the charging case with 2 mics and the receiver for the phone. I highly recommend. I have this model right here. It's exactly the same thing, except it only comes with a receiver and 1 model. Highly recommend this mic. As you can hear from the quality, right now I'm in a very noisy environment, and you guys should be hearing me pretty well here. I'm just coming back onto this model because I mistakenly told you that this was the same as mine. Mine is the M6 that I'm using right now, which is this model right here, which is fantastic. It has worked very well for me. However, this one is different because this is the MT2 from Hohem, and this is also usable for smartphones, but also for mirrorless cameras. Now, it has a weight capacity of 1,200 grams, which is 1.2 kilograms. And so yeah, we have some very nice representative from Hohem here helping me out.
And you can change the orientation quickly?
Oh, this is great. This is fantastic.
Also with the camera?
So does this, comes with,
with
all,
everything.
this is the whole set that comes when someone buys the...
It's got also the plate for the smartphone.
Okay.
And you can use, and you have got also the plate for the camera, and
Gotcha,
the plate for
okay.
the GoPro with the.
So you can do GoPro on this,
Yeah.
you can do mirrorless camera and smartphone.
That's 4-in-1 camera, which means camera, big camera, small camera,
Right.
telephone, small camera, and action camera.
Awesome. Okay, this is great. This is fantastic. So, this. Sorry, what is this? The flash? This is the. Is this the AI receiver?
Yes, it's the AI receiver
Okay.
with the light, and you can control with the gesture. You can
Yeah, I
just
have it.
start
Also,
waiting.
I didn't
Yeah.
bring it today, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a great
Yeah,
tool.
it's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same model AI tracking. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But-
So same really nice rubbery feel, build quality of the M6, I believe.
Yeah, it's-
So yeah. So how much is this?
Stronger motor.
Okay,
Yeah.
and this guy's retails for 369 euros here,
Yeah.
whereas the M6 is at 229.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
This, if you want to.
Yes, absolutely. So this is more
This new
for.
one, this is only for a smartphone.
This is only for smartphone. Okay.
Yeah. But it's incredible because it has got a selfie stick,
Okay.
and you can use just
Right.
like a selfie stick.
Can you control with the button the length of? Or you have to do that manually?
It's manual.
But
It's
this-
manual. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This one is detachable, so you can.
Oh, this is very cool.
remote control,
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is for the tilt at the
Yeah,
head.
You can use. For,
Oh, this is very
like a
very
joystick.
good. This is very good.
can
Yeah.
for
For the shutter
focusing.
as well.
Yeah. You can zoom in with the camera.
Very good. Very good.
Starting the shutter, and then he has got a great new sensor,
Okay.
which is great. But it's got incredible powerful.
Oh
lights.
yeah, absolutely. And does this sensor
Yeah.
and obviously this I think is built in. This all comes together in this
Yeah,
pack.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. And this is retailing for 149
Yeah.
euros.
And if you
Okay.
come here, I can show
Yeah.
you something.
Yeah. Sure. Please.
incredible.
Please. Please.
He has got gesture control.
Okay. Oh,
You
awesome.
can change the orientation just with gesture. You can start recording the tracking. Is the other one. And stop
Awesome.
recording. But you can start recording or taking shot with this gesture, new gesture. So
Awesome.
it's more powerful than this one. With this one, you can just only control.
Yeah. Right. Right. The tilt. Okay.
Or,
Whereas this one you
reframe.
can completely do the
You
rear.
can do it and start the recording too, which you can't hear. With
So,
this one.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So what about the M6? Because I have the model, the M6 model that also,
This is a professional one.
yeah,
But it's,
the AI, it came with the AI module too, right? With the,
yeah,
the
but-
sensor, right?
But the gesture are only okay and stop.
Exactly.
And reframe.
And reframe, right?
While
But
here-
this one has also the,
Yeah, because here you have to tilt manually, you know.
yes, yes.
Or you can just make the move just to make it very
Right,
fast.
okay.
While in this case, you can just use your finger or the remote control and do the same remotely.
Yes, this is this is very cool, and I definitely see so many use cases when you're out and about and,
when you
making
close
your
it
own.
and fold it, it's so small. This is the same.
This is the same in white.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so small that you can put in your pocket.
This is awesome.
That's good.
Thank you so much for your time and showing me these. This is really good. I hope guys you like it. So this is the iSteady
Yeah, V3.
V3 and it retails for 149. So now we're moving on to the Fujifilm section, and here they had a really nice display of the printed photos taken with their cameras. On their stand they had plenty of lenses to test out. So once again, like as I was stating before, if you're in the market for a new camera and lenses, this exhibition is the perfect place to come and test out various brands, various camera bodies with lens combinations. It's really worth it so that you can make a really educated decision. I came over to the Fujifilm stand to test out two main cameras of theirs, GFX 100 Mark II and the S version, which is a little cheaper and a lighter version, although both of them have the same image processor. The one that you're seeing right now is the higher end one, is the 100 Mark II. GFX 100 Mark II. It retails for almost 8,000 euros. This is a medium format beast. It's a behemoth of a camera, but it is really good in terms of ergonomics, in terms of design. I really liked the color, the design, the amazing screen it has to show the full settings and the configuration of the camera at the time. As I was saying before, for the Nikon Z6 Mark III, I really liked that screen, as I had mentioned just previously, and I even liked even more this one. It has a massive screen, as you can see, but it's one big chunky camera. Now here are some snapshots that just to show you. So this is a photo I took of the lens behind scene using my RX1R, and I zoomed into the image because the lens on the Sony was a 35mm, and this one I believe was an 80mm lens that they had put on the body of the GFX 100. And you can see obviously at the start, the RX1R was really kind of holding its own a bit, but obviously as I cropped in to the image and I zoomed in, well, the 102 million pixel of the Fuji was, of course, taking the lead. No issues there for it. So if you're kind of like, want to take different parts of the image, obviously medium format is the way to go. And on the right hand side here, you can see the newer sibling. It came out in 2024, the S version that you see on the right. And I think the 100 Mark II one on the left that I'm pointing with my finger right now, that one came in 2023. And the RX1R, as a reminder, is from 2013. And the RX1, the original one, was in 2012. So obviously, these are completely different, camera systems. These are medium formats of the Fuji, and the RX1R is a full frame. But I really thoroughly enjoyed my couple of minutes that I played around with this camera. The electronic viewfinder, boy, it's so good, so good. But yeah, so is the price. Now, you saw there will be a couple of more shots. Well, the ones that I showed previously. I think the RX1R kind of held its own pretty well. Overall, just like if you're just not going to do any kind of pixel peeping, but obviously these cameras are not made for the same thing. And I didn't obviously test the video. I will say one thing though, the file sizes, boy, each photo that I took with the Fuji, the one with the settings that the person, also the sales representative was helping me out here. One of the pictures came out at 200 megapixel. So you'll need some pretty big SD cards there to store all of that information. But yeah, overall, man, the really cool camera system. But like I said, I like compact cameras once again, but it's a beauty of a camera. Hopefully, maybe one day, who knows, if my skill set can make the most of this camera system, which currently cannot, definitely not. Definitely a pro system. All right, so let's move on to the Canon now. So Canon came just like Sony and Leica and the others with a lot of lenses and camera bodies. The one that I will be covering here is the EOS R1, expected to arrive around mid-November. It's their new high-end system that's going to be available for professional photographers. It has a new stacked image processor, 24.2 million, which apparently has some quite unique advantages. Full frame body, shutter speed of 1/64,000 seconds, and many other things. It's a quite comprehensive camera body system that's going to give a lot of possibilities. So I think that I heard a lot of people talking around me that they were really expecting this one to be something that they're really looking forward to. And I think that there is an AI module in it that's going to be improving a lot. The whole autofocus, that's on which it's based on deep learning apparently, and weather sealed, of course, and many other good things. I'm not a Canon specialist or expert when it comes to cameras. I'm mostly a Sony person, but One interesting thing I really found, once again, because I'm not a professional photographer, is that I really found it quite intriguing and interesting to see an RG45 port on a camera system. And the sales rep was telling me that this is basically used by professional photographers, for example, who are covering a sport event, and they just need those shots to be immediately available for the editors behind scenes so that they can do whatever editing they want and then quickly send this to the journals. Then they can start showing this kind of information, or even during live matches to be able to be shown on television for whatever reason. So they can just literally hook themselves up when they're on the field, on the sides, watching, let's say, a football match or whatever, and they can literally, as they snap, the images are immediately sent over to the servers on the back-end systems, which I found to be quite cool. So yeah, and the camera body, of course, is a pure Canon style in terms of shape, and very unique to Canon, I would say. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that people are gonna love it a lot, coming from the Canon world. So another system now that I want to show you is this PowerShot V10 vlogging camera system by Canon. I found it to be quite interesting and unique. It's a pocket-sized camera system that you can wear around your neck, let's say, or just hold in your hand as you're going. I guess it's just a one-button, no low setting kind of system where you just don't want to be fussed with all the different settings from a regular camera, and then you just want to be able to capture the moment out with your friends, family, or whatever, and then you can just stream it or upload it to YouTube or whatever favorite media platform that you like. And the system is a fully 4K Ultra HD tilt, has a tilt screen in a 90mm, so wide lens to be able to capture a maximum of the scene. And I think it adds a really nice feel and finish, brushed plastic, and it comes with a magnetic top where you can just put those wind breaking shields on the microphones to be able to capture the action and the sound in stereo format. And tactile screen, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not, I'm not sure again regarding the screen, but the screen was crisp and clear, and I found this system to be overall quite interesting and quite appealing for the people on the go to be able to capture the moment. So it's called the PowerShot V10. For those of you looking in the market for a small form factor system, you might be interested in checking this one out. I found it to be quite nice and very good build quality. So now let's have a look at the Pentax camera systems. So I rushed off a bit on the Pentax stand. There were a lot of people actually when I was around there, so I didn't kind of stop. And honestly, it's a brand that I don't know much. I just know it exists. So I was just intrigued walking by and seeing some of the cameras, the small cameras that they had in their exposition on the stand next to their main booth. And there are two models that I found it a bit intriguing, were the WG1000 and the WG80 that I'll be quickly covering here. So these were very sturdy, no nonsense, simple point and shoot cameras. Their main appeal was that if you're into scuba diving or just going in the water or in the wild out, or just want to hand out cameras when you're on holidays with your kids, or just cycling or doing any kind of active activities, and you just don't want to be fussed breaking your camera and you want to capture the moment. So the WG1000, very rugged feel and very simple point and shoot system, full HD, waterproof, 15 meters. I found the build quality to be very good and really thought out to be for those people who want to film, in extreme situations, I would say. And interestingly enough, I've seen these cases where you can put your smartphone in, and when you want to do some kind of underwater videography, well, in this case here, you don't need any kind of case. That camera system comes completely waterproof, 15-meter depth. So if any of you are out there, who are like kite surfers or whatever, and you just want to maybe have something else and try something else rather than a GoPro, maybe this could be a good alternative for that. And I don't know how good this would be to really film underwater, but it can do it. So it could be an interesting appeal, and price was quite reasonable. Now moving on to the higher end version of this, which was the WG80. This one comes with a 4K, not 4K resolution recording, and it's a bit more expensive, and it can go until 20 meters, so 5 further meters in depth, and you can see that it has really this array of lights around it, so it can just maybe better capture the moment when filming underwater, and quite very good build once again. And I think that this is very interesting for people who are not photography enthusiasts or videographers, but they just want a system that can easily, not too expensive, you know, we're talking here 350 euros for the high-end one, 4K, and you can just take it with you on your holidays and trips. I think that is the appeal, at least when I look at it from my amateur point of view, in terms of this kind of product segment. And I think that this could be very interesting for someone who's really have a sporty, active lifestyle and who just want to get things captured in the moment. So yeah, just have a look for those of you who might be interested by such a product offering. The next stand is Instax. This manufacturer is basically kind of reviewing the whole Polaroid camera systems of the good old 80s. And their offering is basically multiple things. There's a printer. So you see this Instax Mini. And basically what this does is it kind of like instantaneously will print out a photo for you. This is a device that will be hooked up on to a network, and then with their app, you can just connect to the Wi-Fi to which this printer is connected. And then you just have a code, and apparently you just launch that app, and then you just select your photo, and then you just go say send to print, and selecting this just like you would do on a normal printer, I would say, basically. And it will instantaneously print that photo of yours. And so there are different formats. There's a more thinner version, which is this Instax Mini, and you can see that small photo on the right hand side with those two girls. This one that I'm showing you right now is the one with this model is actually coming from another printer, which is the square printer that we'll be just seeing in a couple of seconds. And I'll just be showing you in a bit the printed version for the Instax Mini, the pink printer that you see right here. So this one was I haven't checked on how much this retails for, but you have different values, and here you can just see here the size comparison with my S24 Ultra. So pretty small device actually, and quite, you can like literally take this with you and even link this with your hotspot. And when you're out, let's say in a cocktail work environment or with friends, you can literally just make your phone become maybe a Wi-Fi hotspot and maybe link this device to your phone temporarily as a Wi-Fi endpoint, and maybe other people could connect and print. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but maybe that could work, I'm not sure. And here you have this other bigger version, which they call the Instax Square, and this is where this photo was printed from this printer right here, that photo that you see. And the Instax Mini, I'm just going to be showing you in a bit the size of the photo coming out, which is right here. So overall, I think it's pretty cool if you want to have like family gatherings and reunions, and where you want to be able to, just have some keepsakes. And I think this printer system works pretty well in that scenario. Yeah. Now moving on, they have they had, like you saw on the wall, like many various devices, but the two other one that I quickly kind of played with is this one right here, is the Instax SQ40, and which also has a built-in printer. So we're really talking here Polaroid style with, I would say, a zoom lens and a much more advanced system. I was able to see a couple of photo shots, demos like people had taken, and overall look quite Polaroid-esque, if I may say. And you can see once again here compared to the S24 Ultra of how big this would be. But overall, yeah, I found this to be interesting. Maybe who would this appeal to? Maybe when you just want to be able to print photos and, once again, like more of a party, family gathering, whatever. style. And here you don't even have to worry about syncing or whatever, right? You just have the printing mechanism built right in there, right there. And definitely, I mean, I see the appeal, and I would maybe even buy it if I would be finding myself often in this kind of family gathering. I would see, like, you know, startups or companies having this in their different business units, whatever. And whenever you're doing some kind of, you know, gathering and event between colleagues and whatnot, I think that's where this really works well. All right, let's move on to Saal, and this is a German company, and they are specialized in basically printing on, you know, print books, photo books, yearbooks, printing on different formats for your fridge or whatever. And so I don't think that maybe the video is going to do any kind of justice to their quality of their print. And once again, I have no affiliation with them. I just discovered them on the exhibition floor. But I was just looking and browsing through their different products that they had, and I really found them to be very nice. So I thought I'd just be able to share a bit my feedback on them, and maybe just to give them some free publicity. I mean, I don't like I said, not affiliated to them, not sponsored whatsoever, but I really found their products to be of really high quality, and the glossy paper that they were using on which they had printed the photos and everything. I definitely see myself being able to, at some point, going back to this company. It's called Saal, and I might use their services personally later on for creating some kind of, you know, memory book around maybe a wedding, an anniversary, or anything you really want to capture the moment and be able to look back a couple of years down the road and, you know, just have something to share with your loved ones. So yeah, just do have a look. They had a variety of different kind of solutions, different formats rather, and they had some matte, and I was showing you previously the shiny one, and this one I believe is the matte version of their offering. And the books you would fare anywhere between 50 to 100 euros. Later on, I'll show you a model where I think the sales rep was telling me that it would cost like about 60 to 70. I think this one with the acrylic cover, which had a glass and a glossy feel to it, would be in that ballpark number. And here you can see there are different postcard, and this had like a PVC foam, the metal print, the brushed metal, the matte, the glossy, the acrylic. So I think it was pretty good. Solid, good quality solutions that they had, and they have a very good system to just go online, and they have this computer system where you can just upload your different pictures and the layout that you want, which we'll see in this video. So this is, and you can just, you know, create your album. So moving on, while we are talking on this topic of printers, let's move on to Canon and let's see what they're up to. So I was really, you know, in a good way surprised on the quality of where printing has come, at home printing has come. So this is Canon's, I think, maybe not the latest, but it's called, the printer is the PIXMA TR7650. And it's just a regular workhorse printer that you have, you know, in your regular home. But this one also, what it does is that it has also like a side loading mechanism that you can see right now on the screen, where when you want to do a bulk scan or bulk print, you can just, you know, put all those documents in the tray. You have the scanner. And interestingly enough, in this model, you have individual cartridges. So this model doesn't have those bottles, but it has individual cartridges that you can replace. And the quality of the photos coming out of here when you're using a photo paper is really good, as you can see on, I mean, I don't know if the video is doing justice or not. I think it's okay, not that bad, but I was pleasantly surprised by how far these printers have come, and in terms of the size of the printer and just the overall quality. So yeah, I personally don't print that much at home. Pictures that I take, I mostly look at them digitally on phone, tablets, computers. But I think that now going forward, in the future purchase for a printer, I might be looking a bit more closely now to the capabilities, because as you can see, I think that when I was looking at these pictures, these photos that were printed from these printers, sorry, I was very, at least from a non-professional requirement point of view, I was more than happy with the quality of the photos that they had on demo on the table next to the printer, showing you the output. And I think, fairly speaking, that they're more than reasonable. I would be happy personally with it. Of course, everyone has different levels of quality expectation, but this for me would be good enough. I would be happy printing family keepsakes with photo paper from the comfort from my home. No need to send anything, and just keep it private and keep it to myself. No need to share this with a company to get this printed. Right now you see the upgraded version of this model, which has individual bottles that you can just load as the colors are depleted, and you can see sample photos just above it. So that basketball player that's dunking right now, that was from the early, if you remember from the start of the video, it was taken by someone from Canon at that moment, and you can see the quality of the print is really, really good. So yeah, printing has come a certain long way, and I'm just really, really excited for being able to, from the comfort of my home, be able to print all these kind of pictures. Now, it would be interesting to see what would be the consumption rate of, how many, with one charge of the ink bottles, how far you can go, like how many, given this is like a A4 format with the basketball player on the left, but postal card format or A4, all depends on how far you can go, but looks reasonable. The quality is there, definitely. For me, I would without hesitation, for my requirements, and everyone has a different level of requirement. So moving on, let's talk about this company that was selling. I found it to be just quite funky, so let's talk about them. They're called Animaphot. It's a French company that does that sells basically selfie booths, as you can see, and just giving them a little coverage here. Once again, I am not affiliated to any manufacturer in this video, but I just found their solution to be interesting. And once again, I think this is typically somewhere that you could put in a restaurant, in a hotel lobby, or in a corporate environment when you're having events. And so these people, this company just sells completely the photo booth here, the selfie booth, if I may say. And then they have resellers from which you can just maybe rent the box on a given occasion. And it's very easy. Just touch the screen, and then you just look at the camera right there in the middle. You just press the screen, you follow the instructions, and you're basically good to go. So there you have it. All right, guys. I hope you like this coverage. Let me know in the comments what you thought. This was the first time I was kind of like covering an event. And let me know if you like this format, what was good about it, what was not good about it, if you would be interested in seeing more events like this around different industry events around technology. So as always, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting. That's the most important part, as always. Take care, guys.